Hello everyone, my name is Aaron, this is Alice, and if you're here for this video, you may be just beginning or have just begun early intervention virtually. So I wanted to take some time to make this video to introduce you to Alice and myself and give some insight and some advice because we've been doing early intervention with OT, PT, developmental therapy, feeding therapy, and nutritionist for over a year now. And so we know a few things and we would love to tell you about it so that maybe we can help alleviate some concerns or just give some pointers to help you out on your journey. So we hope you find it valuable, and please leave any comments or questions that you have in the comments below, and I'll get back to you with that answer or information. And I'm also going to leave some links in the description for a few things I'll be talking about. So let's get started. So just to give some context, Alice was diagnosed with trisomy 21, Down syndrome, at 20 weeks gestation. And then we were quickly after that diagnosed with a heart defect, a full septal AV defect, meaning she did not have a center wall of her heart. We did go through a successful heart surgery at 3.5 months old at Lurie Children's Hospital, downtown Chicago, shout out. And our cardiologist was at Rush, is still at Rush, so shout out to Rush as well. Both wonderful places. She did spend 26 days in the NICU at Rush, and then she was on a NG feeding tube for around 5 months. Yeah. But as you can see, she's working it now. She's about to turn a year and 4 months. And I'll tell you what, early intervention, it works. So I'm gonna get Alice a bottle, and the rest of the video she'll be down for the nap. And so say bye-bye, Alice. Say bye-bye, Alice. Good. Okay, first thing I want to talk to you about is equipment. There's not a lot that's necessary, but there are a few things that are going to be really helpful. The first thing is a tripod, okay? Hook your phone in, long way or short way. Got the tripod here. This one extends, which is helpful, especially if you're doing nutritionist or feeding therapist or speech therapist, because it can go up to wherever the kid's height is in the height chart. I'll leave a link in the description to one of these on Amazon. The second thing is a light. This is also on a tripod, and it has different settings as far as the warmness and the dim or brightness of it. And this one also, with a little twist, will extend higher as well. So the reason why this is helpful is because a lot of the time our rooms are dark, or it is dark out, and we want to give our therapists the best opportunity to see what we're doing in detail. And so a front-facing light is very helpful for that. Also very cheap, and I will leave a link in the description for this too. The second thing I want to talk to you about is placement of the phone on the tripod. As you can see right now, I have light naturally coming in through a window here on the left side of my face. I'm going to show you my room setup, and then I'm going to show you the way that I set the room up for our sessions, so that you understand how the light affects the session and how the setup affects the session, specifically for the therapist, because we need to keep in mind that that person needs to see everything so that they can give us the feedback and the direction that we need to do it effectively and efficiently. Okay, so this is the room setup that I run our therapies in. As you can see, we have very large westerly facing windows, which let in plenty of natural light when there is light available. And then I'm going to show you here the way I set up for the session. Okay, so you can see now that I have this big open space. The natural light is coming in this way. If it was dark out, the light would be facing this way so that the therapist has a good view. I want to also point out that I am using my phone for this session rather than a computer. You may be interested in using a computer so that you have your phone handy, but I would suggest you use your phone so that you can dedicate your full attention to the session, the therapist, and your child. So that it's distraction free and it's the most effective session that it can be. Okay, next thing to talk about is some equipment that I have found to be helpful as we've gone through our journey. The first piece of equipment that was unexpected but very helpful is this foam bolster. I actually had this from some stretching and yoga things that I was doing, but it's really helpful for Alice to sit on and practice balancing. So very cheap, very easy. I'll leave a link in the description below. We have this B by B. This is very versatile. It allows her to bounce, so it's great with music. It gives her something to hold on to, but it's not super solid, so it does require her to work. You can sit it on its side, and there's really like different sizes that you can use for this. So this has been helpful for balance and just developing that core strength. A ball, once again, for balance. You see you have different sized balls. This one has been what we've been working with for her to sit on and balance. Usually she's not just sitting on it, she's gonna have a toy or something in front of her that she's playing with so that she forgets that she's sitting on the ball. I have deflated this, so it does give her a little bit of a seat, and it helps her. It also makes it so that it's short enough for her to sit on, because when it was fully inflated, it was a little too tall. This ball is obviously too big right now, but will be used. And then this ball, obviously very large, is really helpful when she sits on it. We can practice moving from sitting down to laying down on her tummy, or getting back up, practicing balancing, and moving her forward and backwards, getting her understanding of her place in space. So yeah, if you have the space, it is very helpful to have a large yoga ball. And then finally, what you see here on the left are a few of my couch cushions. Usually during session, depending on what we're working on, I do have all of them out, but these are great for a few different things. You can create trenches, so it will give her a lane to crawl through. But with Alice, she gets up by doing, her legs are behind her and she'll bring them around in the splits, which is something we're trying to train out of her. So this makes it so that she can't bring her legs out. If she does want to sit up, she has to sit up in a different way. So that's one thing. We don't have any stairs in our apartment, so you can build stairs. That's what we're working on right now. So I have others that I would stack up and we practice climbing, as well as just practicing crawling. It gives that cushiness, so it helps her to hold her knees in place. Because of her low tone, her knees tend to splay out, so this helps for her to crawl longer distances. So those are a few things, as well as the boppy. So when practicing crawling, she can lay in here. Her hands and head are here, her legs are here, and then I can actually hold her like this and kind of like rock her back and forth to help her get that like motion of using one hand and then the other independently, and help her, but it doesn't require me to actually hold her. So you can use two hands. So this boppy has been very helpful with helping her practice crawling as well. Okay, so coming to the end of the video here, I just want to give a few pointers that I've come to realize through doing early intervention. First off, trust the process. There will be days that seem like you didn't make any progress at all, and then there will be days that there's a big jump and something exciting happens. So trust that process and know that there are plateaus, and then you overcome them. Secondly, as I mentioned before, be fully present. This is a great opportunity for relationship building between you and your kid. And also just like mindfulness moments. We always have all these things pulling us, but this is a great opportunity for you and your child to sit down and work together. That's really good for building relationships. Additionally, give yourself grace. You know, you're doing the best you can. And as long as you're doing it, then that's all that you can, that's all that anybody can ask for. So I hope that your early intervention journey goes well and is productive. I've learned a ton from facilitating the therapies about myself, about my daughter, about my wife and my family. And any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. And hope to see you another time with another video.